Well, yeah, welcome everybody. This is a segment of Social Sig that I want to introduce where I explain my lyrics of a certain song each time. So today I want to go through the lyrics of Milwaukee, one of my favorite songs I've ever written, and just kind of dissecting the song, and we'll see how it goes. I've never done this before, and just going to be trial and error and see how this turns out. And I hope you like it. Yeah, I guess we'll just dive into it. Shout out my girlfriend Sheila for giving me these bibs that she's had for a few years, and they're really big on her. And usually, not a whole lot of stuff fits both of us because she's like 4'11", and I'm like 5'10". So, but these bibs fit me perfectly. So thank you, Sheila. I love them so much. Okay, so I've been a songwriter for many, many years, and basically I was probably around 21 years old when I wrote Milwaukee, and just living, it was my first year living alone entirely. Sophomore year, I moved in with a great group of guys. Shout out Dad Pit, Dwayne, Adam, Dylan, Parker, Isaac, and Theron. We call it Dad Pit. And so many memories in that house, and you'll see why I have a Dad Pit reference in this song. And it was just a really, really formative time of just like figuring out who we are, who I am, and finally living alone in a house. And it just was like we're on top of the world and just going to school and working. And so, yeah, but cool. I guess we'll start. So this is a big, big intro. All right. So I'm going to listen to it. God damn, I love that. Like, whoosh. Hoping that I might get to kiss you. Okay, so hop in the hop out of Juneau. Hop in, hop out on hop hop out the hop hop in the hop out on Juneau. Wait, is that what I say? Hop in the hop out on Juneau. Hop in the hop hop in the hop out on Juneau. So around this time, the hop was being built in Milwaukee, and it's basically the worst kind of public transportation that you could ever. Actually, it's all right. Like, it's free till this day. I remember when they first launched it, they wanted people to pay for it. Potawatomi Casino was running this thing where, for the first year it was open, free rides on them, and basically it's not even like. I don't know if I want to go super deep into this because most people who live in Milwaukee know what the hop is. I hadn't written the hop at this time that I wrote the song. I was very much just, I think it was just like the way it sounded, honestly. Hop in the hop out on Juneau. And Juneau is a street in Milwaukee downtown, and there's like a platform for the hop right on Juneau. Hoping that I might get to kiss you. And I was I wrote this song like right after I was seeing a girl. She was basically a foreign exchange student from London, and I was very much like into her at the time and really, really wanting. I don't know. I was like not. I didn't know what I was looking for, but I was very much like a hopeless romantic, so to speak, and hoping that I might get to kiss you. And I should have mentioned this before. Later on, just like listening back to this whole song in general, someone mentioned, I think in an article they wrote up for the song, it's like a love letter to Milwaukee. And I wasn't even really thinking about it at that time when I wrote it, but it really, really is. Like, we'll get into it later, but yes. Summer rust, the God. Summer rust, the scent of Milwaukee. You rest your head on my body. So I feel like I was just talking with Jacob Slade about this, but that lyric is really hard to hear. I never really thought of that, but summer rust. You'll know that if you live in Milwaukee, every now and then you'll just get this breeze of this really rustic, metallic-y air, and it's kind of gross, but it's kind of sweet. And it's like basically the river or the lake, and the breeze bringing it into the city, and it's just this really nostalgic smell of Milwaukee. And you rest your hat on my body. And listening back, that was kind of what I was talking about before, as far as like a love letter to Milwaukee. Milwaukee is resting its head on my body, and it's just very, This is fun. And we try to drink the sky out the bottle, pop an edible in the parlor. The parlor does not exist. I just didn't have anything else that rhymes with it, so I have gotten my hair cut in some parlors, but never popped an edible in a parlor. I just think it sounded really nice with the P's. Pop an edible in the parlor. But yeah, I dabbled in edibles. I don't know, just kind of romanticizing it's an edible, just kind of like a mind state altering substance. Woo! Try to drink the sky out the bottle. I was just thinking just drinking some liquor and popping an edible in the parlor, and like I just said before, but like romanticizing the idea of being having like a reality shifting substance and just being on that. I remember my shout out Dwayne. He one time told me when he first listened to the song, like, try to drink the sky out the bottle. Like when you finish a bottle, you can like, if you're like looking through the bottle and you can see the sky, and trying to drink the sky out the bottle. So I thought that was really cool and how he thought of it. And I'm about to board it back out to Esta, backtrack to Black Cat and Bradford. I love the bees, but basically, I skateboard, and at the time I wrote this, never really skated Estabrook as much as I do now. Estabrook is a very special skate park in my heart. Really, really cool place. It's a DIY skate park, but it's basically skateboarding like on the Oak Leaf Trail. I'm about to board it back out to Esta, backtrack the other way to Black Cat Alley, which is a really artsy alley in like the east side. Really cool, just kind of a touristy thing in Milwaukee. You got to go to Black Cat Alley, come on. And Bradford, of course, the beach. God damn. There's so many good lyrics. Gosh, I had been in a very long relationship, or it was like 2 years, and it was very long to me at the time. It's just like my ex, she asks for my address, and I think that's a very like enveloping term that some people can relate to, as far as like an ex trying to get back into your life. And then act fast, I'll send it on Monday. You know, I love the act and like the sounds, like the, I don't know. A lot of my lyrics, I'll just like kind of just mumble things, and really choose them the way they sound rather than what they are. But when you look into what they are, it fits perfectly. So it's amazing how the English language can do that. Not gonna worry about it. God, I love saying that lyric in live shows. Everything's okay. Dad has to question my lifestyle. That's pretty self-explanatory, but yeah. My dad's not super close-minded by any means, but like I'll just be living my college lifestyle. Dad always has to question your lifestyle, no matter what part of your life it is, because that means he cares. Everyone's here, so everything's okay. Which living in college definitely resonated at the time. Like fuck yeah, like everything's okay because I got everyone around me. So everything's okay. You and I are mine's invitation, all alone with leaves on the beach. This is one of the last lyrics I wrote of the song. You're in a relationship with somebody and your minds aren't going to be on the same level of, I guess, the mind wave. Like, I don't know, like you're not going to see eye to eye all the time. You're always going to be in rotation and all alone with leaves on the beach. And in my mind, I picture like just me and maybe someone I want to be with. Things aren't going to be the way that I want, and things aren't going to be the way that they want. Just all alone with leaves on the beach. So I think that's just a very like, just like I can really picture that in my mind. Kind of cool that Milwaukee has a beach, but we do have the 4 seasons and the brutal winters. So I think it's a cool staple of Milwaukee that not a lot of times I feel like you see leaves falling on a beach, because when you picture a beach, it's like somewhere that's nice all the time that doesn't have the 4 seasons. So leaves on the beach, I think, is really it kind of hits that like Milwaukee taste. Potawatomi seems so maybe 21 will get lucky. Okay. Potawatomi seems so cheap. Maybe 21 will get lucky. So I was 20 years old when I wrote this song, and Potawatomi, I've never been there until recently. I went to Potawatomi, and I guess I was right from that 20-year-old perspective. Potawatomi seems so cheap, and I think it is very cheap. How they, it was really sad going to Potawatomi, which Potawatomi is the casino. If I mentioned that earlier, but it's always mentioned, I feel like, if you're living in Milwaukee, like, you know what Potawatomi is, so it's cool to add that. And then maybe 21 will get lucky. And this lyric has had a shifting meaning when listening back to the song, but 20 years old when I wrote this, maybe 21 will get lucky, and I intentionally wrote that like when we're 21, that everything is going to work out, kind of relating back to like our minds in rotation with leaves on the beach. When we're 21, we'll get lucky and we'll be together. I wrote this intentionally for like turning 21, we'll get lucky, but also like 21, the game, blackjack, maybe you'll get lucky. Oh God, it's so cool how it just envelops, like this was 2019. So just kind of like re-listening to the song, I picture like maybe 21 will get lucky, like the year, like 2021 will get lucky. So that one's cool. Fuck yes. I can't forget when you can't remember. I've had this lyric forever, since I was a little lad. Don't know when I made it, but like I just love the I can't forget when you can't remember. Just like it's such a big part of me when it's just such a small part of you. So it just like kind of going back to like we don't see eye to eye and everything, like you're gonna have a different experience while I'm working nights to fight back the debtor. So obviously I was in college, going into debt with school. I had been working multiple jobs all throughout college trying to pay for it. I was working at Boss, which is a UWM shuttle service, and lots of my night shifts would start at like 10 p.m. and then I would be driving people to and fro till like 2 in the morning, which isn't super bad while I'm working nights to fight back the debtor. It's just like, yeah, I'm working hard for this and I really want this to be the way it is, but it's not. So it's I love that lyric. So yeah, I was living in the east side, but forever when I was in Milwaukee, I was always like, why is it the east side? But it does make sense because it shoots out into the east, like into the lake. I don't know why. It's just like if you're downtown, north is like east side. And then north is pointing to the east side. And then I reside. And then my house to your house is all right. So yeah, living in college, I had so many friends that also had houses around the east side. Making a trip to anyone's house is just like such an easy trip. It's just a quick block or 2 away, which is really, really cool. Man, my house to your house is all right. And here it is again. And then Maya, she asked for my address. At first I'll send you one day. And I change it from Monday to one day because it's like not closing that door. And then Dad has to question my lifestyle. Everyone's here, so everything's okay. God, I love singing that lyric live. It's so much fun. And then I wrote this as like a outro. Crazy how I had just like recorded the song. I had this like open space at the end. I wanted to just jam out. I had this open slate, and I remember just sitting down one night and just hanging out with friends, and I went up to my room and I was like, all right, I'm just gonna listen to this part and just write it out. And I had some ideas of like what I would do, but I just wrote it out. And what it was like, I tweaked some things. I remember I could probably find the old journal too of what it was. Oh man, maybe that'd be cool to add. But basically this whole next part is really special to me. And yeah, I'm actually gonna look for the journal. It's like literally right here. So this is the original writing of Milwaukee right here. I'm just gonna play it out. I'm just gonna take it line by line, but yeah, make sure the neighbors are ragers, break tables, favors, outrageous. When we first moved into Dad Pit, which I mentioned before, is a house that we lived in college. When we first moved in like that early September, shout out Ryan and Dylan, we were all just drinking and partying, and we had all these parties all the time around that time of life. They're on the table and it broke when they were dancing on the table, and the favors are outrageous. And as I mentioned before, I was really into this girl who was a foreign exchange student, and of course it wasn't gonna last because she lived in London and she was just here for a foreign exchange quick semester. So like a quick date, like we'll make this forever. So I'm just romanticizing, I wanna be with this person's so cool. And then living fake, forget your December. And like living fake, like I'm living fake because I'm just forgetting that you leave in December because that's when she left. And someone just passing through Milwaukee, trying to forget that she was leaving in December. I know you're insecure. You need to inhale more. I know you're insecure. You need to inhale more. And it's just like, people are just trying to act tough and look like they're tough and they know everything, and I think this really just is my perspective of just like, I know you're insecure and I know you're doing this out of insecurity. You need to inhale more, you need to smoke more weed, bro. Let's get it. But like, you need to take deeper breaths, or you need to maybe smoke and just chill out a little bit. Whatever works for you. Popping caps for Mac and mi casa. I think it was the summer of 2018 when Mac Miller passed away, unfortunately from a drug overdose, as we all know. Like, we just moved in and everything was so great, and it's like, what the fuck, Mac Miller just died. We're gonna party that night regardless, but I remember being in the car with Kevin, my friend Emily, and we were all picking up booze, and we stopped at Walgreens, and then someone said like, Mac Miller just died. We're all like, holy shit, and we were really planning on watching Mac Miller that night, just popping caps from Mac. Gunshots at bus stops in Uptown. Gunshots at bus stops in Uptown. People ask me, oh my god, it's so weird. I just shit the whole house. People ask me about this lyric all the time. Gunshots at bus stops in Uptown. Basically, my brother, I remember him telling me when he was going to school, he was at a bus stop, and this guy came around the corner and he said, don't move, otherwise I'm gonna shoot you in the face. And he's obviously like, what the fuck? Like, just kind of froze up. And then that second, like, 2 cop cars sped around the corner and they arrested this dude. He had a gun on him, and my brother was pretty shook up. And he's like, don't tell mom and dad, but they're probably gonna watch this. But that had like a big influence on me coming down to Milwaukee. Just always having my head on a swivel. The north side of Milwaukee is just way more impoverished and a lot more shit goes down. And so it's like, everyone kind of knows it too. You just gotta be careful in Milwaukee. Petite to pretty for Petite. I love that lyric. It's just petite to pretty for Petite. I love saying that. And then let's see the city, McKinley. McKinley Marina is a really fun walkout that you can go on. One of my favorite views of Milwaukee from like the lakeside that you can just walk on out. It's a very good date spot. I remember I took this person out there and just showing them all around Milwaukee. You're too pretty to be petty. It's beautiful. And then I brought it back, like sometimes I'm insecure and I need to inhale more. So it's like, it's pretty self-explanatory. I guess I try to like inhale more. My mind in the middle, Chicago, Minnesota. Oh my god, like right around this whole time like that I wrote the song, I did a Chicago trip and then I did a Minneapolis trip to visit some friends up in college there. So I'm right in the middle, kinda. I guess Chicago's way closer to Milwaukee than Minnesota, but Chicago, Minnesota, Midwest. Topping off the first, that's a dad pit. Faking faces for entertainment. So topping off the Ferg, that's a dad pit. We had this big frog ashtray that was sitting in our living room, and we would roll like the social cigarettes. We're smoking or whatever, and we're always ashing into Ferg was his name, the Ferg, the ashtray frog, and we're topping him off. We're just having a good time. That's a dad pit. And then faking faces for entertainment. Really growing into my own self, and I had this longer relationship I mentioned before. Like my ex, she asked for my address, and she was kind of back and forth in my life around this time, telling me she wants me back in her life. And we went over to where she was, and it just didn't work out the way that I thought it was going to. And faking faces for entertainment. God damn, I love this lyric too. I just love this fucking song, man. Skipping class, I'm passing on my terms. I did skip class, as we all do, probably. I'm passing on my terms. Like, I'm going to school and I'm working for my education and I'm passing on my terms so I can skip class. I'm told my phone is my master. I love this lyric. I'm told my phone is my master. Everyone can relate to that, and it's just like empowering to feel that I'm told this, but maybe it is true. At the end of the day, I'm still me. Yeah, right? I need to realize all that I am inside. This is like something that I really, sometimes I'm insecure. And I guess that goes along with the prior lyric of like, until my phone is my master. Pretty self-explanatory. Set to pretend it's okay. My day is made when you call me. Reset to pretend it's okay. I love that too, and this is another example of I just like the way the words sound together. Reset to pretend it's okay. I don't know, it just all flows so beautifully, and I don't really think too much into it. I love that about my lyrics. My day is made when you call me. Yeah, I think of my friend Skylar when I wrote that. She was one of my really close friends growing up around this time. Like, my day is made when you call me. So shout out Skylar. At a loss and cash flow is narrow. Same boat as all of my neighbors. At a loss and cash flow is narrow. We're just college students trying to skirt by, man. And then same boat as all of my neighbors. It's like we're all in this together. Kind of linking that before to like the beginning of the make sure the neighbors are ragers, and I'm the same boat as all my neighbors, so it's just we're all in this together, man. I know you're insecure. We know we're insecure. Looking for something more. Waiting for something more. I know. I feel like I gotta point my finger down this. I know. We know. I know there's something more. Please tell me. So I guess those like, I know there's something more. I think that's a very encapsulating feeling for people that live in Milwaukee, because it's a city that I feel not a whole lot of people do set their roots in, especially people my age. Just people passing through a lot, and I do see myself one day like buying a house back in Milwaukee, but I do think that there's something more, and I think that I feel like I don't have to explain it too much, especially if you are from Milwaukee, but you like, I know there's something more. So. When I'm older, please tell me. When I'm older, please tell me. When I'm older. Please tell me when I'm older. It's like you could tell, like, please tell me something when I'm older, or it's like the way you think of it, like, please tell me when I am older, like when I grow older. You know what I'm saying? This is always end with the song Milwaukee. When I do a live show, it's just hits so wonderfully and beautifully every time. And just the singing at the end, please tell me when I'm older, it's just so I get really like serious and very like it's coming from a very deep place when I sing these lyrics. It's a very like emotional, I don't know, man, I'm getting emotional. At the end of the song Milwaukee, you'll hear a little like a can pop, and my friend, really close friend Theron, who's the T in Dad Pit, like I was just recording the song and I was like, dude, I think I'm done. He like hands me a beer. He's like, fuck yeah, man, cheers. It's like, oh, dude, I gotta add this. So I held my can right up to the microphone and just, and I think that's a little hidden thing in the song that makes it what it is. So, all right, I think that is it. Thank you so much for tuning in to this Social Sig Lyric edition number 1 for the song Milwaukee, one of my favorite all-time songs ever that I've ever written, and it just very much encapsulates, I don't even know if I'm saying that word right, encapsulates, very much captures Milwaukee in my perspective, and I hope it does the same for you. So thank you for listening, thank you for watching, and I love y'all. Hopefully see you soon. Bye! Oh my gosh. Was I not recording for like most of that? What the hell happened? Oh no! I must have hit spacebar and stopped recording. You can't even, damn it. My bad, y'all. I hope you can even hear what I'm saying, but shit. Yeah, I'm just like thinking, I don't think there's a way I can do this, but I promise next time it'll be better, and I'm glad that I caught the audio on my phone, but I definitely pressed spacebar, ending the recording at a certain part, but I think for most of it, it's there. But thank you for hanging in for the whole video. Super embarrassed right now. It's like the worst case scenario, but man, I'm just trying my best, so. Love y'all.